What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the certifiably suave Dr. Disaster, and today is apparently a day for good news as it relates to Stellar Blade. Do not take the black pills, folks. We can win this thing. We are handing out the proverbial white pills around here.
Pills are good! Pills are good!
It turns out we have more evidence as to just how powerful our section of the gaming community is. You know, the section that pushes back against wokeness and does not approve of corporate censorship. Our faction, the Gamergate people, are the driving force behind Stellar Blade's success. And how successful have we been? Well, gamers have now made Stellar Blade the highest scored PlayStation 5 game of all time, and the mainstream media is none too thrilled about it.
Fred, I want you guys to like me, and you look at me like I'm a freak.
That's because you're stupid.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also, make sure to follow me over on Twitter where I keep a list of woke/DEI infested games pinned to my account for your reference when making purchasing decisions. My handle over there is Dr. Disaster 1. But we've got this news here about Stellar Blade that we have to cover. We are going to look at two articles, one which documents all the good news about Stellar Blade, and one where the journalist is whining like a little pansy because the narrative is no longer under his control.
Okay. Just let it out. Have a good cry.
This first article comes to us from Fandom Wire. Its headline says, "If you believe fans' verdict on Stellar Blade, then Shift Up should not have a problem in clinching the Game of the Year award with Young Tae Kim's latest masterpiece." Stellar Blade managed to grab the attention of players even before its launch. With its sleek combat actions and Eve's controversial design, the game was the talk of the town. While many praised its combat mechanics, others were severely critical of Eve's character design. With all of these, Shift Up's first AAA game was one of the most anticipated titles of 2024. Young Tae Kim's first AAA game has received an overwhelmingly positive response from the fans. Fans are loving the game for its over-the-top combat and eye-catching character designs. With this, thousands of fans have given positive ratings to the game since its launch. As of now, the game has more than 20,000 ratings on the PlayStation Store with an average user rating of 4.79.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Many fans took to X to talk about the game. The positive reviews for Stellar Blade continued on the review aggregator site Metacritic. It has been reported that the game has the highest user rating of 2024 on the site. Some fans even shared the game's Metacritic score, and then here's an image showcasing the Metacritic score of 9.3, and then the article continues on with a bit of rumor concerning the sales numbers for the title. It says, with all the hype around it, Stellar Blade has proven to be a commercial success for Shift Up. While official data regarding the game's sales figures at launch is not available yet, a reliable industry leaker shared some interesting details about it. Industry insider Zuby Tech took to X to share the game's potential sales figures at launch. According to them, the game might have easily touched the 1 million units sold mark in just 24 hours.
Holy shit! shit!
Alright, now that we have an idea as to just how successful this game has been and just how influential gamers who like curvy and attractive females are, let's do a wellness check on the mainstream media. We're going to look at this article from Forbes. Stellar Blade is now the highest user-scored PlayStation 5 game ever, which is a bit excessive. Well, it's not excessive at all if you simply acknowledge how many people oppose the ugly, unrelatable characters that we usually see in video games these days. But these people in media just can't seem to wrap their brains around why people like Stellar Blade. But let's read this thing. Stellar Blade continues its cycle of discourse that alternates between culture wars and actual examination of the game's quality, and now it's hit a very unexpected high watermark, combining both of those. Yeah, it was only unexpected to you, my dude. Everybody in this corner of the internet, everybody in the gamers corner has been saying that this game was going to kick ass, that the sales numbers were going to be ridiculous, but you guys didn't want to hear it, and now it's unexpected to you. But he continues on, as it stands, Stellar Blade is the highest user-scored PlayStation 5 game of the entire generation on Metacritic, elevating it above its strong but not stunning 82 Metascore from critics. It's currently at a 9.2 out of 10, which, yes, does tie it with Cyberpunk 2077 and Resident Evil 4's Separate Ways expansion. However, I am going to consider it number one, not just because it was a 9.3 as of yesterday, indicating it's at the high end of a 9.2, but because it has 2,598 reviews in, compared to Resident Evil 4's 333 reviews and Cyberpunk's 81 reviews. It is way harder to maintain that high of a score with thousands of reviews. And then the writer gives his top 10 list on the PS5, and he writes, "While I said last time that I did not begrudge the game its high user scores, this is a bit excessive. I really do like the game a lot. It's very fun," and then we'll skip down to where it says, "And yet I can't help but acknowledge that some of this is due to the culture war angle here, with a certain segment of the voting population giving it 10s for what it represents, with an unabashedly sexy character as its lead, something some of these players think is not seen enough in games now. Don't make me pull out a long list of how that's not true. Yeah, something tells me that this jackass looks at a character like Kay Vess here from Star Wars Outlaws and goes,
Ooh, I like her.
Yeah, I'm not much interested in your opinion on really anything, Mr. Journalist Man, but let's let him continue. He wrote, "No, I don't think they are solely responsible for these high scores, certainly, but all you need is that sort of edge to push great reviews into all-time territory with a few more points."
What the hell is wrong with you?
A few more points, he says. A few more points. My dude, you said it yourself that Resident Evil had only 333 reviews and Cyberpunk had only 81 reviews compared to Stellar Blade with 2,598 reviews. What this tells us is that a shitload more people felt compelled to take time out of their lives to review this game. This is not some trivial number, just a few more points, like he suggests here. That is damn near 8 times the amount of people who reviewed Resident Evil, and damn near 30 times the amount that reviewed Cyberpunk. And it turns out that these people absolutely love Stellar Blade, and even if it turns out that some of them inflate their ratings because they just like the curvy character and the anti-wokeness of the game in general, shouldn't that speak volumes about where gamers are these days? Isn't there a message in there that we should be reading? Well, I'll read that message if this guy refuses to. The message is directed at the likes of all the woke and DEI-infested shit and garbage in the industry these days, ranging from games to games journalists. And this is what the message says. But I'm going to leave it there. At the time of this recording, the Free Stellar Blade petition is at just a few hundred signatures from 70,000. I included a link to it in the description. Make sure you get on there and sign it if you haven't done so yet. And also, let me know in the comment section, what do you think the odds are that this title wins Game of the Year? Drop your thoughts down below and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.